Chapter 13. Making New Plans. It rained for a whole week. Although she couldn't visit the secret garden or see Dickon, Mary enjoyed playing with Colin every day. Together, they read books, played games, and told stories. Except for the fact that he was always lying in bed, Colin looked happy. Mrs. Medlock was shocked at the change in Colin. "I know I should be angry with you for going against my orders and snooping around," she scolded Mary one afternoon. "But I believe you have done that boy a world of good." One morning, Mary had an idea. "I know you don't like it when strangers look at you," she said to Colin, "but would it be all right if I asked Dickon to come meet you?" Colin's eyes lit up. "Dickon is not a stranger," he cried. "I know him so well from your stories, I feel as if I've already met him. I would very much like to meet Dickon." Several days later, Mary awoke one morning to see the sun shining through her window. "It's warm," she cried, jumping out of bed. "The spring is here." It was early, but Mary was now able to dress herself. She got ready and ran outdoors before even seeing Martha. She desperately wanted to visit her secret garden. When she got outside, she ran all the way there. Mary found the ivy-covered door and pushed it open. She skipped inside, taking a deep breath of the fresh air. "It smells nice, eh?" a voice said. Mary jumped. "Dickon!" she cried out. "You startled me. How did you get here so early?" Dickon laughed. "I've been up for hours," he told her. "As soon as the sun came up, I left my cottage. I just couldn't keep away from the garden any longer." It was just then that Mary noticed Dickon was not alone. Next to him, sitting under an apple tree, was a little red fox, and a crow perched on a branch over his head. "This is the little fox cub I told you about," Dickon said. "His name is Captain, and this here's Suit. He came across the moor with me." Mary smiled at the creatures. Then something on the ground caught her eye. "Dickon, look! Our flowers!" Mary knelt down and caressed the purple and orange and gold flowers that peeked out from the earth. Mary and Dickon laughed and ran across the garden, marveling at how it was beginning to come alive. Mary felt so happy she wished she could stay in the garden forever. That's when she remembered Colin. "Dickon, there is something I want to tell you." "Another secret?" Dickon asked with a grin. Mary nodded. "Do you know about Colin?" she asked slowly. Dickon lifted his head and stared at her. "Do you?" he asked cautiously. Mary nodded again. "I've seen him. I've been to see him every day this week. He wants me to come. He says I'm making him forget about being sick and dying." Dickon seemed surprised and a little relieved. "Well, I'm glad you found him yourself. It was hard for me, knowing about him and not being able to say anything." "How did you know about Colin?" Mary asked. "Everybody knows about him, but nobody talks about him because he doesn't like it. Everyone feels sorry for Colin because he's crippled. Folks say he has his mother's eyes, and because of that, his father can't bear to look at him." "Well, all he talks about is dying," Mary said, "and I hate when he does it. He's very afraid of getting a crooked back like his father. He checks his back for lumps hundreds of times every day. He says that if he ever feels a lump, he might go crazy and scream himself to death." Dickon's eyes grew wide. "He shouldn't be thinking things like that. Nobody could ever get well lying around all day thinking of things like that." Mary nodded in agreement. "I was thinking," she said, "that if Colin came to our garden, then he wouldn't be waiting for lumps to grow on his back. If he was here, he'd be waiting for buds to break on those rose bushes instead. He'd most likely be healthy around here, too, in the fresh air." Dickon liked the idea. "How can we get him to come out with us?" he asked. Mary looked thoughtful. "I've been wondering that myself," she said. "I think about it all the time I talk to him. I wonder if he could keep it a secret. I wonder if we could bring him out here without anyone seeing us. Maybe if you pushed his carriage," Mary suggested. Dickon nodded. "He could order all the gardeners to keep away," Mary went on, planning. "Then no one would find out." Dickon patted Captain's back. "I hope he agrees, Mary. I bet that if he comes out here, he'll get well completely."